Hello, this is Tina Carper. I am the counselor here at Early Light Academy, and I am so excited to attempt my first, if you haven't noticed, my first video recording. Those of you that are watching this, it's either because you're on a hybrid schedule or you're absent the day that I taught the lesson, or you're an online student. And as a counselor, I'll be visiting the class probably 4 or 5 times during the year, just to keep you posted and to help you with your career and college development. Today's lesson is time management and a chance for me to get to know you. So that is the goal. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, when it comes to being ready for this, you can pause right now, but I just want to make sure that everyone has a CCA time management worksheet that's fillable. And it's a link that's on the Canvas page for your CCA class. And you'll complete this worksheet throughout the presentation. And you do need to turn it in for points. And so you can either email it to me or you can drop it off to me at room 404. And obviously, if you're in the classroom when I'm presenting, I'll gather that at the end of the presentation. So again, you can pause and get yourself ready and then unpause it when you're ready to go. So to help me get to know you, there is this link that I would like you to fill out. It's going to ask you to list 5 to 10 words that describe you, 5 things you do well, and sometimes those overlap, sometimes they don't. And then I'm going to ask for 3 things that cause you the most stress or anxiety in your life right now, because our next lesson, spoiler alert, is going to be on stress management. So you can pause and do that activity and then resume when you're ready to go. But to start out with myself, I've already introduced myself as Tina Carper, the new counselor, but something that I would like you to know about me is I just love time with my family. My grandkids are the favorite. My kids know that. In fact, if you kind of look at my room, those pictures that you see hanging on the wall are not of my kids. They're of my grandkids. They're my favorite. I love to travel. Unique place I've been to is Liechtenstein, but lots of fun. Paris is my favorite. I love to read. That's my escape. I do commute to work, and so I'm listening to books on tape. And I love to boat. Lake Powell and Bear Lake are my favorite. As a counselor, what do I do for you? I can help with schedule concerns. I can help with academic questions, career and college planning. If you just need someone to talk to because of issues with friends, or you're having a tough time or intimidated maybe to talk to teachers, let me help you with that. I am available before and after school or during lunch for people to just drop in, and I'd love you to stop in and say hi. Those of you that are online, you can email me and communicate that way. But if you want a face-to-face, we can always do a Zoom meeting. So just let me know what it is you need. Now, if you are in class and you have an emergency or you need to see me right away, please come see me. It's just that I don't want you to miss class for something that could have been taken care of before or after school or during lunch. If I am teaching in a classroom or my door is closed and because I'm recording or talking with somebody, I do have slips on my door that you can fill out and slip under the door, and then I know that you need to talk with me. And then kind of going back to that email, you can email me in the evening and say, hey, I need to talk to you about this, or I need to set up a Zoom meeting. Just please communicate. Thank you. So we have an activity, and it's the first activity that you'll see that's on your worksheet. It's a riddle. And no, at home, if you're watching this, you don't have to raise your hand. You can just talk to the screen. Okay, this is something you can't save. You can't borrow it. You can't lend it. You can't leave it. You can't take it. You can only do 2 things with it: use it or lose it. What do you think it is? Time. Time is the answer. Okay, raise your hands if you got it right. Just kidding, because I really can't see you. The value of time. What will you do? So we're going to go ahead and watch this.
I think if we had a lot more leadership out in the hood and the ghetto for the kids, it'd be a lot easier to go into something positive than go into something negative. That you get 84,600 seconds a day. Imagine if you wake up every day with $84,600 in your bank account. And every day, at the end of the night, it's gone, whether you wasted it or not. And then the next day, you get another $84,600. You would do everything in your power to spend it. Because you know the next day you're getting $84,600. You don't want to leave nothing there. You make the best of it, right? You get 84,600 seconds. Why waste time? It doesn't carry over to the next day. It doesn't earn interest. You know, take every day and every moment and make something of it. Make something positive.
So I hope that that got you thinking. And even though you're not in a classroom setting, you could share that with someone in your household. It's an interesting concept. When you put it in times of money, we pay attention, right? Those seconds. And so we really want to make sure we're using our time well. So referring back to the worksheet that hopefully you printed like I asked you to at the beginning, it's here on the screen. Go ahead and fill in that first section that says understanding personal time usage and do your best guessing. And while you fill this in, I just want to put another plug into an activity that I have sent out. I emailed it to your parents on September 4th, and it was the time management or time tracker challenge, where if you can actually keep track of how you use your time for 3 weeks and complete the activities, their weekly activities, it's basically you're reviewing how you use your time with most likely a parent, and you fill it out and sign it. Well, if you do that 3 weeks, then you can actually email me that you completed that, and your parent emails me to confirm, and you are entered in a drawing for some gift cards. So this is something that if you're like, yep, I want to really work on how I use my time and improve that, that is a challenge to enhance this activity. Okay, I'm going to assume that you are ready to move on, because you can always pause this if you're not and then continue it. Okay. Life roles. We do not just wear one hat. We have lots of roles, and that's going to be throughout your whole life. So some of my hats are, I'm a counselor, I'm a teacher, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a grandma, I am a volunteer. So those are some of the things that come to mind. I'm a daughter. I help take care of my mother. So just lots of hats. And you have lots of hats. And here are some pictures just to remind you of all the different things that you know to think of. So what life roles do you play that affect how you use your time? So here are priorities, because since we don't have enough time with all of the stuff we have to do, or at the end of the day, I'm sure you have that same feeling of, oh, I was supposed to have done this, or I should have done this, and now my next day is going to be harder. So this is something to help us think about it. Jar looks full. Some of you might have seen this demonstration in elementary school as you studied your 7 habits. taste of chocolate milk. I'd rather drink it. That's what I tell myself while I'm cleaning the house. Come a long way. I love that. There's always room for chocolate. Always find something that gives you joy. I like that ending quote because your day is going to happen no matter what, but it's up to you on if it's a good, productive day that at the end of the day, you're going to say, okay, I made the most of this day, or if it's, oh, I really blew it and tomorrow is going to be hard because of me not prioritizing, doing a better job today. Okay, so go ahead and pause it or think about it, whatever you need. You might have to rewatch it, but I really think most of you have seen that before as you were studying those 7 habits that lead to that 8th habit of finding your voice and help others to find theirs. And this is a big part of that. So going back to your worksheet, go ahead and list all of your life roles that you can think of. You know, some obvious ones are going to be students. So make sure that's on there because that's the biggest chunk of your life. But believe it or not, there's going to be a time in your life where school is not necessarily a golf ball. Now, learning might be if you want to learn a skill, but not necessarily school. But right now, school is a big golf ball for you guys. So you place an A next to those life roles that are your golf balls, your priority, things that are the most important, are going to have the biggest effect right now. Place a B next to the life roles that are the pebbles. Place a C next to the life roles that are the sand. I'm kind of going through it quickly, knowing that you can pause this. And I would challenge you to show your parents because you might, they might give you a perspective. So for example, friends, I put more emphasis on family. I really trusted my family when I was younger because I knew they had my best interest and they were going to be with me for my entire life. Where friends come and go. I'm a lot older than you guys are, and I have 3 friends that I'm still connect with clear from childhood. But it doesn't mean that those other friends from school went away necessarily. I just don't connect with them. We've just kind of grown and done different things. And your life is full of always a new, fresh supply of friends. That's the nice thing is you can't have too many friends in life. You'll find that, and it makes life great. So, you know, like I said, talk it over with a trusted adult on what your A, B, and C is. Okay, spoiler alert, I already mentioned this earlier. Next week, we're going to talk about, or next month, we're going to talk about stress management. Usually at this stage of the game, and that's why we did that survey, just in case there's something new that shows up, but tests, homework, and school. It's all centered around school. So that's why I wanted this first lesson to get to know, or to help talk about how to organize your time and to handle the school schedule. So planning ahead. Do you keep a record or a log of events that you need to do? There's lots of ways you can do it. You need a place to record it, and this can be an electronic recording. You can use your phone. You can use an old-fashioned paper calendar. You can use your Canvas calendar. Hopefully you've recognized where that is in the top right-hand corner, and you can use that to help keep you organized. Make sure that when you plan your day or your evening, that you say, okay, I have to study for a test, or this is a 2-week project. Make sure you plan the preparation time. Don't do things the night before. You can use color to prioritize. You know, maybe your most important projects or your tests are in one color, and you know, your quick 3-question Canvas assessment, you know, is a different color. Whatever works for you. Some people like color because it stimulates them and reminds them. It all depends on how your brain works. You keep goals listed in your planner or taped in front on your door or on your mirror. So you can remind yourself that this is important. I want to improve my grades, for example. And then schedule fun time. We're not asking you to just do schoolwork all the time. Okay, suggestions. Well, if you do have suggestions, you can email them to me and I can add them to future presentations. Okay, so these are some of the things we talked about. It's okay that I am covering up the old-fashioned planner that's in the top corner. That was my day and age. I had a Franklin Covey planner and I was lost without it. And I did color code, and that's kind of what mine looked like. Don't see as many people use those, but Canvas, I put an arrow next to that spot where you're supposed to see how you can organize and view the calendar and help have Canvas help you, because that's what it's there for. And then of course there's your document folders, your dockets, your 3-ring binders to make sure that you don't lose papers, because to me the worst is doing the work and not even getting the credit because you didn't turn it in. I guess that's one advantage of the electronic age. Most of your assignments are submitted online. So find what works for you. Okay, the worst thing you could do is procrastinate. Nothing zaps the fun and the positivity out of a day than when you're like, oh, I forgot this and it's due tomorrow. So here's something to inspire you.
Here's a little food for thought. There's an old saying that says, if the first thing you do when you wake up each morning is eat a live frog, nothing worse can happen for the rest of the day. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's a pretty safe assumption. Well, Brian Tracy has said that your frog should be the most difficult task on your things to do list. The one you're most likely to procrastinate on. Because if you eat that first, it'll give you energy and momentum for the rest of the day. But if you don't, if you let them sit there on the plate while you do 100 unimportant things, it can drain your energy and you won't even know it. William James, one of the founders of modern psychology, said this: procrastination is attitude's natural assassin. There's nothing so fatiguing as an uncompleted task. So with that said, here's your assignment for the next 30 days. Take a look at your list. Circle the frog. Eat that first, and you'll thank us for it.
Okay, so we get interrupted all the time. You saw my little interruption, but circle those priorities that you're going to make sure that you're going to get done in that day. And the good news is, at least it's not eating a frog. I would rather write an essay than eat a frog. I would probably rather do anything besides eat a frog. So that's why I think it's a great visual. Okay, so one of the ways to avoid procrastination is break projects into smaller, manageable pieces. So another funny phrase is, how do you eat an elephant? A bite at a time. So that's the message here is, if something that you have is really overwhelming, break it up in pieces. So instead of doing a report the night before, you know, maybe the week before you write your introductory paragraph. And then on Monday, you write the next paragraph. And on Tuesday, you write the next paragraph. So much easier than trying to eat that whole elephant or eat that frog. Okay, this one, I'm gonna put these two up because this depends on you. Either do the easy stuff first, because if you get intimidated easy and you're like, I need to see progress, then do the easy stuff first. Or do the hardest stuff first, if that is your preference. But try both to be honest with yourself. So for example, for me, I do the hardest stuff first. I just want to eat that frog. I just want to eat that frog at the very beginning so I can enjoy the other stuff. A funny story, in childhood, I always ate my vegetables before the stuff I liked, because at the time I didn't like vegetables. So I just got that over with. That was my frog, which are green too. And just what eventually happened is I really like vegetables, and I still eat them first, but now it's because I enjoy them. So you have to decide. There is an advantage of doing the hardest stuff first. If you get a lot of brain fatigue and you don't have time to take breaks to revitalize your brain, you should do the hardest stuff first, since that will require the most brain power. Remove distractions. Don't do this by the video games. Distractions, and you know yourself, you know it's going to distract you and say, oh, I would rather be checking social media, or I'd rather be watching TV, or whatever your distraction is. Talk positive. Yes, it might be oh, we have a report, but if you're already talking like this and feeling like this, you're already kind of preventing those positivity juices from helping you get through that. It zaps energy. So be positive on, okay, I'm going to do this for 30 minutes and then I'm going to do something fun, and get to work. Accept what you can do. And if you are struggling with something, talk to an adult, talk to your teacher, and get the help that you need. And when you get things done, celebrate what you got done that day. Even if it's, woohoo, I am done with science, or I'm done with whatever it is that you are working on, and you'll have family members that will cheer with you. Okay, so what do you need to work on? Choose one or two and circle those things that you're going to work on this year. That's referring to that. Okay, the value of time, what you do with it is up to you. And this is a life skill. This is something that you'll always have to be doing, no matter how old you are or how young you are. So this isn't oh, this is just getting me through junior high. Nope. High school, same thing. Adulthood, we have to juggle our time and prioritize.
Realize the value of 1 year. Ask a student who failed a grade. To realize the value of 1 month. Ask a mother who gave birth to a premature baby. To realize the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. To realize the value of 1 hour, ask a person who just missed a train. To realize the value of 1 second, ask a person who narrowly avoided an accident. To realize the value of 1 millisecond, ask the person who took the silver medal at the Olympics. Time waits for no one. Follow up every lead. Make every second count. Always be closing. Every opportunity missed equals money lost. Remember, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why it's called present.
Think of every day as an opportunity, and make the most of it, and then it builds upon each other. Okay, so the bad news is time flies. The good news is you are the pilot, and you are in charge, and practice makes better, and you can keep getting better and better at using that time and relieving some of your stress, but most of all, meeting your goals, having your best school year ever. Thank you so much for your time. Like I said, I do need this email to me, or you can turn it into your teacher or drop it off to me if you do come to school some of the days. Thanks so much.